Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Booty League podcast, episode 9, week 9. Joined here by a very, very special guest
Very
today.
elusive.
We had to special late recording in order to make time. We're recording at 10 p.m., which is probably really late for us working men, but we had to make the time for Nghi today.
Yep,
How's it
yep.
going, Nghi?
I'm good. I've been having to play video games.
I
Let's
know.
So they
go.
worked around my schedule, but I'm
We got
here.
you. We got you. The rate's
Got you.
important.
All right. What's up, Chris?
Not much, not much. Just hanging in there. I know it's a late night for you and I,
Yep,
so
yep.
we're gonna get through this right here.
Yeah, old man shit. But a quick question as always. When does the holiday season start for you? We'll start off with Nghi. Nghi,
When does the holiday season
you
start?
the type of person to get into the holiday spirit, Nghi?
For me, now, probably Thanksgiving break. I can celebrate it.
Thanksgiving
Oh,
break.
okay.
Okay.
No more
Right.
Black Fridays, dude. I'm free.
That's
Thank
true. That's true. You
goodness.
were doing the
Now
Black Friday. I was
you're the
wondering, yeah, that's
consumer
right.
and not the.
Now on the other side, dude, I'm gonna be running down the lanes getting that TV.
um,
Yeah.
what about yourself, David?
Um. Yeah, probably after Thanksgiving, but then I like kind of start getting into the mood and shit like around before Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
And yourself, Chris?
Um, I said after Thanksgiving, like
Oh,
maybe like we might listen to some Christmas music at Thanksgiving even.
uh-huh.
Um, but it part of it is like it kind of stresses me out when I don't have like Christmas shopping planned
Uh-huh.
or like partially done by Thanksgiving. So like after Thanksgiving, like fuck, it's Christmas. The Christmas almost here.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So
you're an early shopper.
I'm an early shopper. Yeah, I
Do you
get.
guys actually get
Ooh.
like more festive on the holiday season?
Um, yeah, like just, if anything, not no more so the Christmas is coming up, but Christmas is nice too, but just like you got a bunch of holidays coming up, like no work essentially
That's
coming up,
true.
right?
That's
You got
true.
Thanksgiving break and then you got like Christmas break, which is like for most people like 3 days of during the week off plus the weekend, so like at least 5 days. Some people roll it into the new year too, so that's like a solid 2 weeks right there.
Yep.
If not for the gifts and for like spending time, then the vacation is nice.
All right. I dropped in a quick one. Do you have a favorite holiday or Christmas song? Is there like a song that kind of puts you in the mood?
The Mariah Carey one.
Oh, that's a
Take her out of the
classic.
ice. Every year.
I like the Ariana Grande album. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Uh, I think it's like Santa Baby or something. I forget what the name is. But I
Okay.
enjoy. I'm an Ariana Grande Christmas album enjoyer.
Okay.
She's
I
like,
like. I'm a
yeah.
I'm a Ariana Grande fan. Um, a low key one is Outkast made a song called like Players Ball, and it was supposed to be like a Christmas song. So there's like bells in the
Uh
background,
huh. Uh huh.
but it's like not really about Christmas.
Oh, I have a good one. The
And then
BTS fucking Dynamite Holiday. I had that one on. It's just Dynamite. BTS Dynamite.
yeah,
It's just that with bells in the background.
really
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They released it
okay.
last Christmas, and that shit was like on repeat for
I'm
for
gonna have to
me.
look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, they.
Otherwise,
Yeah. All right.
oh man, I had
Nghi.
one, but whatever.
Oh, Nghi is Mariah Carey. All right.
Mariah Carey, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
All right, let's look at a shot bets this week. We had Ryan versus Topher was the big one. I think Ryan was the only one rooting for himself after calling him out. He didn't want to bet on himself, but we had everyone betting on
Everyone
Topher. So
slam.
Ryan's gonna owe that a shot. However, we do have a video. Me's gonna take two shots with us, losing to Topher and and the Royce freak fucking
The Royce.
everybody showing up to the park on time, and it doesn't show up to the park next week. I don't even
Yeah.
know this guy anymore. So yeah, let's pour it real quick.
All right. I'll pour up
Oh,
one. I don't think.
I have one
I
for
don't think I
losing. I
owe
guess
one,
that's
but
Ed
I'll pour up with you.
because Knee's on.
Alright, here is my Evan Walker.
Here's my one. I have just a little bit more. It took us 9 episodes for me to finish this Henny bottle.
I know. I'm
As
almost done with
a
this truly vodka that it's a little under alcoholed, but it's fine.
And I
as a
have
scoutmaster, I want to say we have never gotten our full starting lineup yet at two.
dang, too much load management, dude.
Oh.
All right, this is gonna go for the Henny thing as possible. So here, cheers.
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 Go ahead and pull up. We have a video.
Oh yeah, we have a video. Let me pour that shit up. Jonathan actually sent me 3 videos. I had the production team go ahead and splice it
Oh
together.
shit.
Um,
Oh, we got
yeah,
money.
I sent it to production and let's go desktop on here. Right here. You guys see this?
I'm ready for my next
Is
shot.
that
whenever
just
you
his
guys are.
brother's bottle?
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right. Okay, so he pours 2.
That's just his brother's bottle.
What are you doing?
Why is he hiding?
You said you're splicing it together. He's swapping out the water, dude.
I know.
Ooh, okay, 1. That bulb one is kind of big,
Yeah, that
actually.
was gonna be. Yeah,
Oof.
yeah. He went
2.
into Sofer's room. Was like, hey,
Oh,
can I get
here.
some
Oh, same
shots?
bottle. He had to
Mm.
change his shirt.
Wait, he had to take 4 shots.
He thought he had to take one for tying,
He
but
said the.
there's one clear loser myself, so that's why I had to take the shot there. Yeah, it's fine. Also, you know what? It's not fine. What do you say?
He said whatever.
It's not fine because this is like
Oof.
35% or something like that. It's not even 40%.
Oh, this is the one he told me to play last. He
Oh, I
says
think
you're
that's
skimping out. It's
I, but that's for my anything is possible segment, isn't it?
no, you got. It's not half a anything is possible. He says
Mm.
you're skimping out on. And did you
Dude,
hear that? He played the
no, I didn't.
freaking.
We don't hear the videos. Like I
Oh,
think
you
you
guys
hear
don't
it
hear
when you watch
video?
the
You
pod.
have to play it on your you have to play on your end.
No. When you rewatch the pod, you'll hear it, but we don't hear it in the
Oh,
recording.
okay. So it was the freaking what is that show? It's like a criminal.
Oh, the CSI.
No, not CSI. It's the Law and Order. He played the
Oh,
Law and Order drop.
got it.
Let me
I
see that.
if it was that we took a bunch of shots that day, right?
Yeah, we were in the mix that day.
We were in the mix, so I think by the time I got to the anything
All
is
right,
possible, I'm like, I'm going to a half shot.
all
This
right.
this glass is pretty big, though. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm a,
My Green Bay glass is like huge.
all right. I'll look out for you, Jonathan. Uh, Chris takes 1.5 for the anything as possible shot right here.
I'm out of it. I'm here.
I'm gonna take my second shot right now too.
Oh, you're not doing the anything as possible
No,
segment?
not till later. Not
Oh,
to in a second. So I'll do the anything as possible in a second. But I'm out of Henny, so I'm gonna have to refill
all
this
right,
shit up with something else in a
all right.
second, just for you.
I'll break down the while you guys are drinking. I'll break down the waiver wire for us.
No, we
Um,
drink already. Go ahead. But
I
go
already
ahead.
drank. Oh
yeah.
shit.
So I mean, a relatively quiet waiver wire this week. Nick gets Demario Douglas for $24. 3 bids. Chris for 8. Michael for 7. Nick also gets David Njoku for $16. 3 bids. Michael for 7. I think Michael has been doing like $7 bids because he's 0-7. Or yeah. Jonathan, $1 bid. Royce gets Will Levis for $10. I think everyone knew that Will Levis was not gonna have back-to-back good games, so I don't know why Royce played him this week, but we'll get more into that
He
later.
did save Nick though. He did save Nick from that.
Oh yeah, he saved Nick. Um, um, Nick bid for 8, Mike Mo for 0. He shouldn't have said. No one should have saved Mike Mo. You guys, Chris saved Mike Mo with this trade. Um, Chris gets Wandale for $8, 0 bids. Jonathan gets Logan Thomas, $7, 4 bids. Nick actually outbidding him with 8, but he had not enough players to drop on his roster. Mike Mo for 7. Jonathan beating out based on waiver priority there. Vin for 2. Other notable ads are Chris for Green Bay for $2 and Donovan Peoples Jones for $1. No bids each, or no contest for each one. Anything to talk about here?
Not really. Jamal Douglas, big spender. I liked him though. Nick had the money for it. I didn't, so good pickup from Nick. Uh, I don't know about the Princeton Jobu one. I don't know if a backup quarterback can keep that kind of production up for multiple receivers. So,
Hmm.
but other than that, it's just a quiet week in general. I would say so.
I
Vin,
do
Nghi?
wanted I wanted to add, like, because I heard from the past podcast, like, I'm not very active. I'll confess why I'm not very active on the waivers.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Peeling
here we
back the
go.
curtain. Here we go.
All right, because I've been lucky to have a team that would survive mostly through just like the draft rankings alone, where I
Mhm.
usually don't have to pick up a waiver. Waivers usually what I use to fill my roster if I need like a quarterback, or right now like I'm filling quarterbacks and I just grab whoever's cheap. I don't
Yeah.
really need to get. And then for research, I usually forget to research when it's important. So like Tuesday morning, so I go to sleeper and I look at the trending. I was like, do I want this guy? Nah. Do I want this guy? Nah.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
you're,
Okay.
you're revealing. Everyone has their own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
For sure.
but everyone should know this: the money pickups are the one on Wednesday when people drop other players to
Yeah.
pick up the Tuesday
Yes.
players. Because on
Yes.
Wednesday, those players don't show up on all your fantasy research articles.
True.
All the research is gonna show up on Tuesday, so I get the value pick on the Wednesday.
I see. I
Um,
see.
so can I ask what made you? You're not a big spender. What made you spend so much on Cleveland D?
On Cleveland D, because they were gonna
Yeah.
last me like 3 weeks, three to
Okay.
four weeks. So
So,
I was
so
like, shit. I can if I can get them, I'll be good for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Like
got
I
it.
was gonna ride Derek Carr for 3 to 4 weeks. I still have him right now.
Got it. Okay.
All right. All
Okay.
And
right.
then I spent on Cortland Sutton because I thought he was him, so I spent a shit ton on him, and then I just dropped
I
him.
mean, he's not
Uh,
doing bad.
he's
I
not doing
feel like
bad.
people keep
He's
disrespecting Cortland
you
Sutton. He's
also
a
have
nice
better wide.
player.
You have better wide receivers than Cortland Sutton. That's also the other thing. Like
Maybe,
you.
but I think I dropped them for AJ Dillon, and I was like, AJ
Okay.
Dillon's nice, but then
I don't know.
I
He's kind
still
of
have
ass.
I
I
mean,
still have Marquise Brown.
I would
Yeah. Yeah.
say
Marcus Brown.
Cortland Sutton is like the I need 10 points this week off the waiver
Yeah.
wire
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
pickup,
Yep.
so I'll pick him up.
I think like week 1 to 4, he had like a shit ton of targets. So I was like, oh shit, dude,
Yeah.
this guy's just sitting on the waivers. So like, I go through Reddit, and then I was like, how much
Um,
should you put? And they were like, yo, I put at least 25%. I was like, all right, 25%. I go a little under, and then I got it,
Okay.
and I overpaid for that.
All right. Let's Thanks for peeling back the curtain. Now we know. More we know. We're gonna peel back the curtain on your trades. After we talk about this, I want to talk about your trade process if you have one. Let's look at our first trade from the week. We got Jonathan and Topher
Topher.
trading Baltimore D for $5. Thoughts on? Is this collusion? Some brother trade of this shit.
I don't think it's
No.
It might be. I know that they talk to each other. I know that Jonathan tries to look out for Topher.
He does. He
Big
didn't want to
brother
trade me
shit.
Taji. He didn't want to trade me Taji Spears just because he thought I raped his brother, and he was like, "Oh no, like I'm not gonna trade him." And then now he freaking trades him for nothing. I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever."
I know,
Um,
but he didn't help him with the Derrick Henry trade.
yeah.
Like, yeah. I think he's trying to
Um,
repent for
but
the rape that he let happen under his
but let's be
watch.
real, dude. His brother raped me. So typical Jonathan trade. I thought it was a good value. Ace for both. One has Cleveland D. Baltimore Ravens is gonna be fine for the next 2 weeks for $5.
Yeah.
Um, uh, good trade. Any other thoughts on that one?
It's
Uh,
just Jonathan squeezing as much fab
Yep.
as he can.
Yep.
yeah. I would have loved to have Baltimore defense this week, but the transaction didn't get run by me.
Okay. Let's jump into a little spicier action that was brought up. Jackson Smith and Jigba. It
This
did get
one,
vetoed for six
oh
and
my
a
god.
sixth rounder for Keenan Allen and a 12th rounder. What are any thoughts behind trading draft picks? Just let's bring this discussion up here. Yeah, David, what were your thoughts? Because I know you were pretty vocal about it.
I mean, yeah, so I don't think trading just because we are a redraft league, so I don't think trading draft picks are necessarily a thing that we should do in this league
Okay.
because I think like trading draft picks is okay pre-draft or like during the draft, but like after the draft, I think just because of the way that our how we've been approaching the season even and
Yeah.
even if we and like our process for keeping players with trades and things, I think it would be unfair to just randomly be able to trade draft picks without like I don't know, like expanding the bench or like things like that where like an extended roster, like kind of like a dynasty thing where that stuff would be like beneficial. Um, but I mean, if Royce was a GM in like or if Michael was the GM in real life, I
Oh
don't think
yeah.
he would be a very good GM because
Oh yeah, yeah, for
trading
sure.
away, let's say you're trading away Keenan Allen away for a Super Bowl contending team, and all you get back was a sixth round pick next year.
Hmm.
Like I would say he goes even at his, depending on the contract year he's in. I would say Keenan Allen at least like a second or a third round.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with when
Yeah.
we have keepers now, like there's so much value that's going to be moving. So the fact that you're giving up a fourth rounder is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. A fourth round. Yeah.
I
What?
was humoring the idea of trading draft picks before.
Yeah.
Royce was just the first one to actually pull one off. I think I was like asking Jonathan a few years ago. I was like, "Yo, let me steal your draft pick," and then
Uh,
he's like explaining to me, he's like, "Yo, if you take one of my draft pick, I I gotta get another one back because we can't have 16 players on the bench on draft day." So I was
that's
like, "Oh
true.
yeah,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. We have to swap draft picks." And then,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then when this trade happened, I was like, "What the?" Because then Michael's taking a losing season, helping another team trying to get a winning season, and I
Mm.
kind of get upset about it. But draft pick would work better for a dynasty league where it
Yeah,
makes
Yeah.
because
sense.
where
Long term, it
tanking
has a long yeah.
is fine, right?
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, like Michael has like almost nothing to lose right now, and then I was like, yeah, he's just sacking himself, and like a sixth round is like
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
I had a tough time with this just because if it was a player, um, like if you do a bad trade, like that's on you. I feel like we're in a spot where it's like if you want to make a bad trade, that's your prerogative. Like you're gonna go to the toilet and then you get the toilet and you get the repercussions for it, right? Like that's what we have that last place part of it. So, but yeah, I don't know like why like that pick just felt like really egregious to me. I'm like, man, it's just a 6th round pick for Keenan Allen. So so yeah, I was at ends with it. I didn't know how to think about it, but I get what you guys mean. I get both sides of the argument, but I get what you guys mean by how like yeah, a 6th rounder wasn't enough. But who am I to judge like what what's fair or not?
For us, it's different too because we're not like the NFL where we know Michael's a first round
Yeah,
or first pick,
that's
or
true. That's true. That fourth pick could be like
could be like 6-1,
four
right?
11, right? Yeah, 6-11 or whatever, right? Pretty much a seventh
So
round pick.
we don't know that until like we don't know until the debut. So the values is kind of like up in the air too. So
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, again,
Uh,
like we're not like a dynasty league, so
All right.
we look down on tanking in
All right.
this league.
Yeah, you can't take a. I'm losing this season, but I'm gonna win next season. I
All
don't
right,
like
I'll
that either.
I'll stay out of this one, but let's jump into this trade. A lot of movement, but pretty much James gets Keenan Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Um, I get Michael Pittman and Brees Hall, and Michael gets Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and Dalton Kincaid. So, what are your thoughts on when this can't happen? Any you know any ideas? Any winners, losers? Any thoughts on this?
Um, I'll go first here. Nghi, you can hop in if you have any thoughts, but I
I do.
think it's more or less fair for all parties. Let me just break down James's part. Keenan he gets Keenan Allen, Patrick Mahomes. He gives up Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid and Michael Pittman. He gives up his Bills stack for a Kansas City stack. Um, except they're like that's a quarterback and a running back stack is not what you want. But I think, and James can correct me if I'm wrong here, but um, I'm thinking James is thinking that he going 4-5 this week would be detrimental to his playoff hopes. Maybe because maybe he was looking in the future. Again, I haven't looked into like James's matchups in the next few weeks, but maybe he thinks he has bad matchups coming up, and so like a win this week to go to 5-4 is more important than keeping his Josh Allen, the number one quarterback, and Michael Pittman, who is a nice piece, and maybe potentially going 4-5, and like his playoff hopes decreases dramatically, because generally to get into the playoffs you would like to be 7-5 in our league, right? That's like kind of
Yeah,
like a nice spot to get in, like get in the 5, 6, 7 or 5, 6 spot. You need to be 7-5,
yeah,
and so I think he just needs to get as many wins as he can and wait until Justin Jefferson gets back, and I think that's why he made this move in particular. Um, Michael's side, I think Michael probably got the best end of this. He gets Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, and Dalton Kincaid. He's been
mhm.
lacking in the
Quarterback
quarterback
and
and
tight
the
end.
tight end category. He gives up arguably two the two best players on his roster currently for some depth in other positions, which is nice, and hopefully it works out for him. His wide receiving core is a little weaker this week due to the fact he lost Keenan Allen, but I think this move is a good move for Michael long term. Hopefully not this week, but like the week after that. And I think I would say Chris might have gone the sorry, there was a fly there. Might have gotten the worst part of this deal, giving up Patrick Mahomes and Derrick Henry. But I can see maybe Patrick Mahomes left a sour taste in Chris's mouth, and maybe Chris has been listening to me on the podcast saying about how
Mm,
Patrick Mahomes isn't gonna be top
top.
three anymore, so get value while you can, right? But he does get back two nice pieces, Michael Pittman and Brees Hall, for his team, and I think you feel comfortable playing the QB roulette. It didn't work out. It worked out last week, but you didn't get the win, unfortunately.
No.
But let's see if Dak strikes twice.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Any
Uh,
comments, Ski?
Yeah, for this trade, I think the biggest winner out of this trade is James. Because to me, Patrick Mahomes, I still consider him like in the top tier quarterbacks,
mhm.
and he's slightly downgrading, and he gets Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a great trade for him.
Michael Pittman's been having a nice season, though.
that's what I've been hurting at wide receiver, so I felt like I needed something more secure. That's
And,
definitely what.
and I think Chris is the worst winner of this trade. Like he doesn't get because you did. Are you riding Dak Prescott or are you gonna
Uh,
jump in the?
I
Are you?
might be I might be streaming. I might be
Yeah,
streaming.
that's right. If Dak Prescott hits, then you're a genius. But
Yeah. If not, honestly, it when
if
trade.
but if not, you're gonna be riding the QB. Now
Yeah.
you have to play the QB waivers. You're fighting me for QBs now. You
And
know.
you definitely know about writing QBs, right? Like I know you've had a tough time with Dak. You've had a tough time with QBs, so I understand that.
Hey,
See if you can get
QB,
Justin
QBs
Fields.
QBs are streamable. You don't need a 20-point QB. You just need a 15-point QB. You'll be
Yeah,
okay. You don't have to
uh,
pay that much for a QB.
for sure.
That's my philosophy with QB. That's the
But that's also because
old
yeah,
old method. And then Michael gets improvement all around. He even gets Josh Allen.
The
So
number one
yeah, Josh Allen's
quarterback.
huge.
That's a nice
Yeah,
piece
he's
for him.
huge.
And
maybe I
Derrick
might have
Henry.
to hit him up for a trade after this. You know.
Okay.
I think it would have been better for you if you got like a Justin Fields back from
Yeah, that
Michael.
would be
Maybe
nice.
Michael
Yeah,
included in Keenan Allen, Brees Hall plus Justin
yeah, that
Fields.
would be nice.
That would have been a nice piece for you, and then that would probably put you at the same level as the
Yeah,
rest
I think I'm gonna write Dak out. I think I'm okay with that.
for the
But
rest of the
we're gonna
season.
yeah, well, we're gonna see. I think
God bless, Godspeed, brother.
when we revisit trades at the end of after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a big trade that we might have to regrade and stuff like that. So,
All right.
all right, let's jump into the next one. Right after Michael makes that trade, he jumps into another trade.
What the
He
fuck, dude?
he gets Chuba Hubbard, Tyja Spears, and then Jonathan gets Roshan Johnson and James Conner. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like this from Michael because I'd rather have Conner rest of the season. I feel like he's 0-8 right now. Um, I feel like you're in a position to just not get the toilet. So I'd rather just keep James Conner and then keep that ceiling. Because Tyjae Spears is just like same tier as Roshan Johnson, and you're kind of downgrading at Chuba. So yeah, I think it's a loss here for Michael. Any thoughts here, David?
Kind of similar. I don't like this trade from Michael, partly because me and Michael were talking. What the fuck, Michael? About acquiring James Conner.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, he held James Conner the entire 4 weeks, and like the week he's gonna play, he sold him. You would have thought he would want to see like what he had, instead of trading for Chuba Hubbard, who arguably is taking over the backfield, but he's nothing more than like a bye week replacement, as we saw last year, where he filled in for Christian McCaffrey and couldn't get anything done. And he does get his handcuff, which is like fine, but I think he should have kept Connor.
Mhm.
He's coming back like next
Next
week.
week. Yeah, next week.
Yeah,
Should be next week.
he
Yeah.
All
would be
right.
he would be the main. I would value James Conner higher than everyone else in that group.
I agree. I agree. All right, let's jump into our last trade of this week. Royce
I paid
sends away Cortland Sutton. He's been trying to package all kinds of things, by the way. I don't know
I
if
paid
he's
62 for this guy.
dang. And then he got TP 27, sold him to Ryan for 10. I would say B for Ryan. I think Cortland Sutton's solid. He traded away Adam Thielen, so you're getting some kind of floor back. It's pretty good. C for Royce, just kind of taking a loss, but not too bad because he gets at least some money back. What were you thinking about this trade when this went through?
I think Ryan won. I think Sutton's still playable, and anyone playable has more value than anyone on the
On the
waiver
waiver,
wire.
yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm still holding that Marquise Brown. I ain't trading him, dude.
Fair.
Royce trying to take my Marquise Brown.
Yeah, it's fine for Ryan. Yeah, add a depth to his roster. He doesn't really have that much wide receiver depth, so he really needed it. Royce gets some money back, which he shouldn't have spent that much in the beginning, but at least he's getting money back. So
All right.
yeah.
Nghi, what's your like? If someone wants to approach you with a trade, how should they approach you? Now
For
that we're in this
me,
trade, yeah. Like, what are you looking for? How you are the leading scorer, things like that. What number one power ranking? So what are you looking for, or how should someone be approaching you for a
I
trade?
feel like right now I'm hesitant to trade anything is because I feel like my team's good all around. Actually, my team's getting weaker. I do admit that, but like, if your team's doing well, like, why do you have to trade to open up more weaknesses? I rather like if I'm already content with filling holes, and like I have a way to like fill like my weak spots. Why open up more holes elsewhere?
Okay.
I do have a lot of receivers, but like I have Raheem Mostert. Like everyone knows, like sell high on Raheem Mostert. Like I know that too. Like no one's gonna buy him. Like they know
Yeah.
that too.
I tried
Then
buying him from you,
you
but you
did?
didn't
I
want to
don't.
sell him to me. I
Did
think that would have been
I?
good for
I would.
you.
I know everyone wants to like every like if you go on
Yeah.
Reddit or everywhere, everyone's like sell Raheem and sell Thielen, right? But like everyone and their mom knows that no one's gonna buy Raheem for that price. So I just settled. Like you know what? I have the depth. I'll take Raheem for 4 weeks straight. I'm good. And then
For sure.
so I just held on to him. I was like, fuck it, I'll ride Raheem for like 4 to 5 weeks. And who knows? Like maybe he'll just stay. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He is
Okay.
pretty frail though. That's the example.
I mean, frail, but he hasn't. He's held up through 8 weeks, right? Like killing it. So I wouldn't say he's frail right now.
Yeah.
But historically he's been hurt.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Historically, like he's not very he has I don't know if he's played all season, but because I'm saying like, oh, Raheem's not a very sturdy back or something. Something
Yeah.
along those lines, like he's injury prone. That's the word.
Yeah.
But
All right,
we
and
don't.
just to peel back some current, I know like Royce has been trying to package like wide receivers. He's got AJ Brown, Godwin, Downs, Calvin Ridley, JSN, Tank Dell. So he did let go of Sutton just to get some money back, and he's gonna have to drop someone when H comes back next week. So just a heads up about that.
Yep.
All
He
right.
should be in Timmy's mailbox right now with the Fournette trade. If I was
Good. He should.
It's
All
cooking
right.
overnight.
One fab, one fab. All right, let's jump into our mid-season three-word game. We start the season off. We usually have a mid-season and ending season. We'll rotate. So let's start with David, myself, then Yi. and we'll just rotate down between whoever we got and how are you describing them and a little explanation why.
Yeah. For Chris, for our co-host Chris, I have Chris. My three words for Chris's team is Batman gets Robin. So Batman for Chris's team obviously is
Mm,
CMC, and arguably Chris's team has been running CMC and a bunch of Jags out there,
real
right?
shit. Real shit.
And so I think Chris, with this trade, get final CMC finally get some goddamn help out here. My God, holding up Chris's team by himself. He gets Brees Hall, which is a fine back, and so I think those two players with some savvy wide receiver pickups could right the ship for Chris. So Batman
Uh,
gets Robin.
all right, my first one is Nick, and mine for Nick, and I've told this before, is wide receiver like WR wide receiver stack at home. WR stack at home because me arguably has the best wide receiver stack. You got Tyreek and Devontae, right? And his wide receiver stack at home is Amon Ra and
Oh,
Diggs. So it's like probably the second best receiver stack, holding him down. I was thinking about some ETN like plans as well, but yeah, Nick has the wide receiver stack at home. So what do you
Mhm.
got?
it's funny you say I'm humbled. I don't think my wide receiver is the best stack, but I'm humbled by that.
Yeah,
Um,
Devontae.
Devontae is not hidden, but
Yeah.
all right. So for my brother, I put studs not home because
Mm,
all his three or his top picks they aren't performing at their projected value.
You guys
Uh,
both had a home thing. This we do this three-word game redacted for people that have played
yeah.
before, and you guys both said the same fucking meme.
hey, I did my homework in like 5 minutes. Do
All
you know
right.
more?
All right, go ahead. So
But
yeah.
but yeah, I put for my brother studs not home because all his big plays aren't hitting. I think Ramondre's been on his bench. Let me check
No,
right
he's been
now.
playing Ramondre.
Just
Sadly,
trying him out there. Yeah.
he's
Is I mean, I think who is his first pick? Eckler. Eckler is injured. I'll give him
He
last week.
was, yes.
Waddle hasn't been
Eckler.
hitting.
Waddle.
Waddle hit last week, but overall
He
not
has not been
real.
no.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow
For
had the
us,
calf.
Daniel was his fourth pick, right? Ramondre
Who?
is his third.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ramondre has not been hitting. Who's fourth?
Joe,
DK.
I think,
Burrow completely missed.
and Waddle is his. I think Burrow maybe, Burrow Waddle 2-3 turn,
And then
something like that.
DK number 5.
DK is probably
I
five.
thought DK would be four, and then
No,
it'd
no,
be
no.
Burrow
Still,
five.
Ramondre.
they're all missing. Still, that's the
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
all
yeah,
missing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like all his players are the value. A lot of us are winning this year through value players, like myself
True.
included. So
Yeah,
Zach Moss
agree,
hitting hard, but the
agree.
studs that you drafted ain't
Agreed.
hitting hard.
True. All right, David, back to you.
Uh, I have Topher for the next one, and my three words is Adam Topher Schefter, because
Mm.
Chris's Topher's sources are like he must have boots on the ground to be knowing the moves that he makes. Like Topher be making some Topher be calling his shots and be hitting. Like I can't even clown him anymore. I swear to God, this guy is Adam Topher Schefter.
All right, mine is pretty easy. I didn't think of anything too witty for this one, but this is definitely the theme of the season for Mike Mo. But Unlucko and manager diff, because he's definitely manager diffing himself, and just definitely unlucky. Like last week, barely losing out, 0-8. And if you look at his roster, like you'd want his roster. Like he has some of the greatest. He has the best pickups from the year, off waivers, arguably between Kyron and Puka, and then yeah, just can't can't get a win though. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, I don't know what to tell you because you look at his roster, man,
You want
yeah.
his roster, you don't want his schedule.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. All right,
For me, I got Timmy as my next one, and without looking at his team, I just put coasting till toilet because
Stupid.
because Timmy's team was all beat up, and then I remember when we went to visit his house for the first time, he's like, "My season's over, dude. It's already over." So that's in my head. It stuck to me. Like, yeah,
okay,
Timmy's just prepping for the end game right
okay.
now.
Yeah, he's.
But as I say this, I played Timmy week 10, so it's my weakest
Okay.
week too. So I hope that can carry me.
My last, is it the last one? Oh no,
No,
I have
third one.
Third
Jonathan.
one, third
Third
one,
one
third
is
one.
Jonathan. Um, I think Jonathan's team 3 words is playing through injuries because
Mm,
Jonathan's team, like going from top to bottom, you got Justin Herbert with his finger, you got Bijan with his migraine. Aaron Jones been dealing with a hamstring injury. Cooper Cup, he's just been bad. No injury there. Um, he just traded for James Conner coming off IR. Got Darren Waller with the
just give me really
hamstring,
quick.
and uh, Chris is leaving. And so I think Jonathan has teams just been playing through injuries, and I think it's amazing that he's 5-3 right now, which is a testament to his savviness as a manager.
I'll go next because Chris is gone. Or should I wait for his
No,
feedback?
you go ahead.
All right, for Royce, I put on budget Nghi. I thought his team was similar to mine. I compare, I compare AJ Brown. I feel like AJ Brown and Tyreek. AJ Brown's number 2, right? I feel like he's number 2. He has to be number 2 or number
He's
1
close.
even.
No, number 2.
Yeah, he's up there. So he has that wide receiver. His second wide receiver isn't hitting so hard like my Devontae. So I think he has Calvin Ridley, and then he has A Chain. So he might steal my backfield in the future. Who knows, dude? We'll
Okay.
see.
Okay.
And that's why. So I think he's just like another team of me. He could be a hard hitter in the end. So just watch
Yeah,
out.
and
What'd you,
Laporta
what'd you say for him? What's
I
his?
said budget me. I'm budget
Mm,
me
and
because I think his team is just like mine.
okay.
His wide receiver 1 is AJ Brown
Yeah.
versus Tyreek, and his second receiver is not performing at their value. So
Yeah.
Devontae versus Ridley,
Yeah.
and then he might steal my Dolphins backfield.
Okay.
And
I got you. I got you.
A-Chain.
All right. My bad. I had to do something real quick, but I'm gonna jump back into mine is Yi, and I'm gonna go no noble phantasm.
oh,
So he's
Mike
beatable
Evans, my
as
noble
long
phantasm.
as long as he has no noble phantasm, he is beatable. He is
he's
beatable.
beatable. Ever since I whomped on him in week 5, Devontae never been the same, bro.
That's why I'm trying
But
to get Mike
I
Evans to
mean,
replace his
okay.
ass.
So this peeling back the curtain, I tried giving me Mike Mo and Lamar for
Raheem?
Raheem and Devontae. Which, if he took that trade, he'd be sitting
I
pretty
did
right.
offer that. You wanted something
No, I
else.
want no.
You wanted
You
something.
wanted that for Debo, but I said no. I want
Oh, did I say to
Devontae,
you?
and this was before you hurt his shoulder, and you said no. And you'd be sitting pretty if you made that
No, you
trade.
asked for another player, so I just ignored you.
See that? You see
You
that?
asked for another player. I felt like you asked for another
No, you
player. I
wanted
was
to
like,
give
this
me
is
Debo, and
stupid.
you wanted.
I said send the trade and I'll accept it as I'm heading home, and you didn't send it, and you asked for like I think you asked for Stafford or something. And I was like,
Okay, I
hell,
wanted Staff. I'm giving him Lamar. I want Stafford in return, and he says, "Is that
I don't know.
unreasonable?
I thought you were trying to push your luck. You were trying to take
How is
more.
that? You're literally gonna drop him." Anyways, I'm glad I didn't make that trade. You're see what?
Sometimes it's the power play. I guess I'm trying to make the power play on you
Okay.
there.
And I'm
All right, go
I
thankful
ahead.
don't
for it.
remember the trade.
Okay,
My
last
ego
one.
got in the way.
Last one is I have James. I have just in time as a play on words for Justin Jefferson because I think Justin Jefferson's coming back next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
And
something
I
like that.
think James's team could keep him afloat. And if he does come back just in time, he'd be ready for the James's playoff push because he does have a strong team. Patrick Mahomes, Kamara. He is missing that wide receiver 1 spot, but he did
Where's
get Keenan
Allen now?
Allen
Yeah.
now. So if Justin Jefferson can come back sooner rather than later, I think it will be just in time for the playoffs.
Okay. All right, and then my last one is David's, and I
Ooh.
said, I do this because he does this for a living. Y'all keep doubting him, and he keeps prophesizing.
I keep prophesizing, bro.
David does this. So yeah, just so y'all know, y'all gotta stop messing with him, man. He does this. All
Don't
right.
play with me, bro. I see things. I pick up Trey McBride, $2. I pick up Taysom Hill, $0. I pick up Jerome Ford, $0.
All right. Yeah.
Speaking of the $0, I want to add on like, how's Michael 0-8 when he got shit? Who's the Rams? I fucking lost it.
Puka,
Puka,
How
Kyron.
do you get Puka for like free and still be 0-8?
no
He didn't even
idea,
for free. He
bro.
spent like 40 on him,
Yeah,
but he's
40,
still
but
0-8. Yeah. He
Kyrie,
didn't like
He had two value players. I feel like.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just manager diff. Like there's weeks where he just got unlucky, like played the worst possible matchup, and there's weeks where I'm like, why the fuck did you start this person?
All right,
So
for mine, similar. I guess similar to what I was saying earlier. For me, for Ryan, it is. I put him as should be higher because I looked at his team and I was like, wow, this team is like what 2-6,
3 and
3-5,
5.
3-5. Because I look at it as Jalen Hurts, probably one of the best quarterbacks right now. David Montgomery's hurt. He has Jonathan Taylor coming back. He has Jamar Chase, who's actually getting a shit ton of targets.
mhm.
And then he has Dallas
19
defense.
targets. Holy shit.
The first week when Jamar Chase started getting a shit ton of target, I was like, damn, I need
Yeah.
to buy him before this week happens. And then I couldn't
Yeah.
get it. So,
Yeah,
but I was trying to buy Jamar. I was trying to buy Jamar. I was like, yo, I'll give you Devontae after his 35-point game. I was like,
he
I was
has
trying
Timmy.
so hard to get
He
it.
has Timmy mentality when it comes to trading. Real shit though.
Yeah, he won't give up his players
Yeah.
for enough. For
Yeah,
like,
he did value Jamar because I think Jamar was his first pick. I
Yeah.
believe so. It was still early in the week when I was trying to dump Devontae. I was like, "Yo, give me Jamar. I'll take
Got
Jamar.
it.
I want the
All
Tyreek Jamar stack."
all right. What was your words again for him?
Should be higher. I
should
felt like
be
his team
higher.
is actually really strong. If anything, if his team makes it the playoff, they should be very scary if they all come together.
Okay.
Okay,
It,
All right.
well,
it looks
Let's
really good.
hey, you
yeah,
don't play on paper.
that's true. Manager diff, real shit.
You don't
So
play
hey,
on paper. You
welcome
sometimes,
to the league, bro.
sometimes you pick, sometimes you
Man,
pick up MVS and you just play him.
I feel like he should be higher on the power rankings. I don't know. He's
All
actually
right.
his team looks pretty good on paper. Like Dave Montgomery is still not playing yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Michael's team looks good on paper too. See what
Yeah.
happens there.
That's true. All right, let's jump into our weekly recap. We got first one: Chris versus Nghi. Nghi won. James versus Vin. Vin took one. Michael's. None of us got that right. Michael versus Jonathan. Jonathan won. I picked Michael. Didn't get that right. Everyone else picked Jonathan. Our guest last week was James, by the way. Sammy versus David. David won. Sweep there. Royce versus Nick. I said it'd be close, and it was close. But however, Royce won. And then Topher versus Ryan. Sweep there. Topher. David got 4 for 6. Myself 2 for 6. James 4 for 6 as well. So our running total right now, David has 524. Myself 528. Very close there. And then the guest is back up to 500.
Let's
They were low.
go.
They were like 0.3. So Jonathan and James pulling it back for you guys. All right, into my anything is possible. I have 4 possible ones. I said me winning. Tay had 1.1, and Tay definitely sat him. Good choice in that. But Tay had 1.1, and Patrick Mahomes just shit the bed like 4 points. Like Patrick Mahomes like usually puts up 15, right, minimum. Put up 4. Rookie Bowl. Topher scoring a week high 149. That's
He
eligible.
knows his sources, bro.
Vincent's team coming alive finally. Like talk about not being healthy, finally coming healthy, coming alive and winning, bringing him back into this. I think 3-5 now, so he's back in the mix. And then John, and then, unfortunately, I'm gonna give it to Jonathan here. Jonathan off of Gus Edwards 3 touchdowns to help him barely beat Michael by like less than 5 points, something crazy like that. So my anything is possible goes to Jonathan.
You know, that's the funny thing you brought that up because if Jonathan got so lucky, like he paired up with anybody else, he would have lost. But he got Michael.
All right.
Yeah.
Since you said 1.5, that was a half
That
VSOP.
was a
All
half.
right.
This is the one.
This is a shooter. This is all I have left of any. Let's see how much this fills up with this.
It should be a shooter. Should be a shot, right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like my shot glass is big.
All right, all right. Yeah.
Am I joining on this? Here, let me get.
Yeah,
I'll
you guys
join.
want to.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
this and a one shot is like 44. This is like a 50. But yeah, one shot. I'm telling you, my shot glass is big. So y'all saw that. I opened it, poured it up.
This is like 300 calories, dude.
That's like 150.
All right.
Is that
Cheers to
150?
Jonathan,
Oh,
but
you had like two. Yeah.
I wish
I
you
feel
would
like
have lost that week, Jonathan. I hate
Dude.
you, bro.
cheers.
Yeah, I know. He should be the one giving it to Michael right now. So,
Wait,
um,
okay, what happens to the person that gives
one
up
shot,
the win to Michael?
one shot. Michael, you need to win, dude. I'm tired of running miles for him, dude.
Yeah,
Did you actually run the 8 miles? Holy shit.
you gotta run the 9
Wow.
after
I don't even know how
this.
I can get 8 miles.
All right, power
Yeah.
rankings, everybody.
Oh yeah. Also, fuck you, me. God damn it. But
Nghi staying
What?
at 1, Nick staying at 2. Everyone's pretty much the same. Things to note. James dropping from 3 to 5, which is really nothing. Topher moving up from 4 to 3. Again, we're mid halfway through the season. So the lines are pretty much stabilizing into our spots here.
yep.
Notably, I move up from 9, 7 weeks in a row at 9 to number 8. Any thoughts on the power rankings this week?
I've been sitting up
Um,
here at the top.
it's right. It's staying the same. You got a win. I got a loss. So we switched places there. James lost, so he moved down his 3 spots. Royce and Topher won. So I think this was just if you got your wins, you moved up in your tier. If you lost, you moved down. So it is what
Um,
it is there.
Chris and Michael are pretty close together in power ranking score, and it's
Mhm.
just
Even
crazy.
throw Vintuk in there. It's like a half
And
point between the three
and
of
it's
us.
crazy to see Michael at 0 and 8 with Chris and Took at almost 5. Chris at 500 and Vin
Yeah,
took a little bit below 500. So what could have been, you know?
yeah. For Michael, he might be 6-2 right now with my record or some shit.
Yeah, he could be. He could be. But no changes there. Nothing really to talk about. And we can get into our predictions here.
All right. Yeah, we'll just go through this and then pull up your sleeper, Nate, and then you can just kind of follow along and just make a pick and we'll type it in for you.
All right.
Excuse me, sorry. But first one we got is David versus Mike Mo. So David can't really say much about this. However, pulling this up, I got Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. I got a push running back Saquon and Jerome Ford versus Derrick Henry and Rashad White. We kind of see a little bit. Derrick Henry has 17. I'm gonna lean Mike Mo here. I like Rashad White versus Houston. Um, Wide receivers, I got David with C.D. Lamb and Mike Mo Evans. Tight end, I got slightly a push. I think Kincaid versus McBride currently. Maybe slightly David, but I was lean push and a flex between Lockett and Hubbard. Chuba, I'd say push there. And I think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna put my money on Michael finally ends his Owen.
That's messed
Well,
up, man.
hey, you do this for a living. I also do this for a living. So Michael, what do you think, Mike? What do you think, Nghi?
I'm leaning towards David because I feel like CD Lamb is finally getting usage again, so
Okay.
he gets to push at wide receiver. Um, and then for David, I don't know. I kind of want to watch Michael go 0 and 15.
That's not gonna. He gets so close.
Dude,
I,
I
no
can
one has ever been 0 and 7. No one has been 0 and 6. I don't even know what the record is, but Michael currently is setting records right now. So
that's true.
if he's setting the bar high, I'm entertained by it. But I hope I don't lose to him. So if
I
David
don't
loses to him, I don't have to worry about that shit.
I don't have enough time in the mornings to run 15 miles. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm running out of time.
I will say that although I believe in the Cincinnati defense this week against Josh Allen, my path to losing this week is both Josh Allen goes ham and gives my Cincinnati defense -1 point, for example. So
Got it,
it's
got it.
like maybe a 40-point swing instead if I were to pick a random defense,
Got it.
and then it would have been only like a 20-point swing, something like that.
All
So that's
right.
the only thing I'm scared about in our matchup.
And David's got himself obviously. So let's jump into our
Hey, who
next
do you
matchup.
have? Oh, you have myself, Gee?
Yeah,
I
he
have
said slightly.
David because I don't know. I think your flex is better too.
Okay.
Okay.
Lockett versus Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Tyler.
would say slightly. I would go Rushy Rice over Lockett personally. But other than that, I think I'm gonna leave Michael anyways. just to get these picks up. James versus Nghi. David, can you break this down?
Yeah, James versus Nghi. I got obviously James winning Patrick Mahomes in my against Miami should surely be a shootout.
Agree.
Um, uh, Running backs, I got James. I just like Kamara. I mean, Kamara's been destroying, and
Oh
I
my
would say
god.
Amara is so valued.
Nghi running backs have been on a bit of a slide, and so I have James just off there. Wide receivers, I have slightly Nghi. I think Devonte Adams is going to be hyper targeted with the new quarterback, just because I mean you wouldn't be able to get past your first read if you're like a rookie quarterback. So I think he's just going to try to feed Devonte Adams. Um, Tight end, obvious. I have Hawkinson over Andrews. I do think
Josh Dobbs,
That's
dude.
spicy, dude.
I think the
That
um,
is spicy.
tight end hyper targeting in Arizona was a Josh Dobbs thing and not an Arizona thing. So I think if you upgrade what Trey McBride was to TJ Hawkinson, I think he'll eat. And for flex, I have Mostert versus Jacoby Myers. It's even here, but again, similar thing as what I said for Devonte Adams. I think O'Connell, I think is the name of the quarterback, will be hyper targeting Devonte Adams here. Actually, if you guys want to play Hunter Renfro here, I think the backup quarterback narrative passing to the backup wide
I
receiver
agree with that. I
narrative
agree with that. Yeah, yeah.
is a real thing, at least for
Oh
the
yeah,
first game. For the
I
first
agree with
game
that.
at least.
Yeah.
And so I think that might be a good play. If you're listening this far in the pod, that might be a good play this week. But
Okay.
I
Hunter Ren.
see these things, you guys don't, so it's hard for you guys to trust me. But
It's funny you said that because I was listening to the fantasy football and like Devontae, being a veteran and all, can tell the young quarterback what to do. Like, hey, throw it to me, and he'll do it. And
yeah, I
man,
think he'll either hyper target Devontae or he'll throw it to Hunter.
Okay.
But overall, I do have James winning this week just because I think um, um, the running back situation is better and Keenan Allen, and I don't like the way Devontae has been performing recently.
Okay.
I got
Uh,
I have
who do you got? Who you got taking
myself,
it?
Yeah, it's you now.
You got James, right?
I got James.
And yeah, my bad. I agree with you as well. I agree with everything you said. But I would go Mark Andrews over Hawkinson. By the way, that's my only difference. Any thoughts on this? You got yourself?
myself.
All right,
Against all odds, I'm hoping my wide receivers hit.
all right.
All right. Next matchup, we got Vin versus Chris. I can't break this down. So David, run it back, and then you can agree or disagree with me.
Yeah, I'll run this down. Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow gets off on the right foot against Buffalo. Um, I think okay, I think Josh Allen is not good in prime time or in big games. And
Oh wow.
so it's primetime Sunday against their divisional rival, so that could play a role there. I
Wait,
have
Josh Allen or Joe Burrow?
uh,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, so I think Joe
Oh,
Burrow
you
will
okay?
be good
Gotcha,
in
gotcha. Okay,
this game. Um, so I have quarterback going there. Running backs, I have Vin also winning out. I like Zach Moss. I think Zach Moss over the past 2 weeks have shown that he can like perform as well as Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor is just not gonna he's
Wait,
not gonna go
wait,
away.
David, I want to stop you real quick. You said Josh Allen, Chris is playing Dak.
No, I know. I'm just
Oh,
saying that I think Joe Burrow is just gonna like dominate
oh, it's gonna
Buffalo.
be a shootout.
It's gonna be not gonna be a shootout. I think Joe Burrow is just better.
All right.
so you think Joe Burrow's gonna
I
just
think Joe
just
Burrow will
do
have a
very
good
well?
game in
Okay,
prime time. Josh Allen, as a side comment, Josh Allen's gonna have a bad game.
okay, got it.
Um, I think for wide receiver, I have Vin, but obviously I have a sneak peek. Deontay with 18 points. I think I would
Oh
have had a
god,
push, if not that.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Tight ends, I have Vin again. I just like Dallas Goddard. I mean, Dallas Goddard is has to compete against AJ and Devonta Smith, but Kyle Pitts, I don't even. Can you even say like he's the
Are we
first tight end option on his team?
are we
I
still
don't know.
calling him Kyle Shits? I mean, he has
Yeah.
Yeah,
number. He actually puts up numbers this time, so
he's still cautious though,
Numbers.
but
Yeah, I mean he's still. I wouldn't even say. Would you even say he's like the first option at tight end on his team? Some people
well,
might even say
Heineke's
Jonas.
taking over now, so we're gonna find out.
That's true. We're gonna find out. Flex. I have DK versus Wandale Robinson. I do not like the Wandale Robinson play here. I don't like the Giants' offense at all right now. Um, so I do think Chris should go a different direction there. I'm calling my shot right now on the podcast. I told Chris he should play Marquez Valdez Scantling in the Germany game at 6:30 a.m. I think the Dolphins secondary is going to be so sleepy that at 6:30 a.m. that I don't know what time it is over there, but actually they've been there for a few like since Friday, I think, to kind of
So
acclimate.
teams that fuck like that are stupid like roll up on Thursday or Friday. They think they can beat the jet lag, but teams that are good come in on like Monday.
Like Monday that week, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right
Like
after
the whole week.
Sunday.
Yep, they fly straight to London or whatever the game is at.
I think the Chiefs are gonna fly in on Friday. Oh no, I think the Chiefs are gonna fly in like right before the game. I forgot when, but
Really? Oh shit.
I think currently the Miami is there right now, and that the Chiefs are gonna roll in later. But I'll have the producers fact check that for me.
Yeah.
But I think MVS will have one of those rare long touchdowns from Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, so I think he should pick him up and play him. But overall, I have Vin winning, um, just because Chris doesn't have CMC playing this week.
Yeah.
Nghi, any
Thoughts
comments?
on this game?
no, I'm rooting for my brother also. I think my
Yeah.
brother just has. I'm sorry, dude. I think my brother's the
Yeah.
better team overall, and without CMC, you're taking a big hit.
Okay, call your shot on the flex spot, Nghi. Who should he play? Should he play Wandale
Who?
over
Joshua
the
Palmer.
no over anybody on the waiver wire?
I haven't even looked at the waiver wire, so I don't even know.
I would prefer to play Joshua Palmer, but I feel like he's hurt, so that's why I'm not playing him right now.
Okay.
All right.
Timmy versus Jonathan.
DK Metcalf ain't so hot either. He's just a brand name right now.
That's
Shit
true.
down.
And
Stop jinxing me.
I love the brand names.
All right, let's jump into Timmy versus Jonathan here. We got quarterback. I got Justin Herbert over Sam Howell, Jonathan. Running backs, I got Push here. Brian Robinson against Minnesota. Minnesota's defense has been pretty good. Aaron Jones has been kind
Bijan.
of lackluster. And then you got Tony Pollard versus and Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt versus Arizona. So I'm definitely I'm gonna say it's a push here because Jonathan has the brand names. Timmy has the matchups. Wide receiver is going to go to Jonathan, Olave and Cup over Higgins and Moore. And then tight end, I think is going to be pushed as well. Logan Thomas and Jake Ferguson. Here, the flex, you got Gus Edwards, Rashid Shaheed. I'm calling it a floor versus ceiling. So it's whatever you think is going to happen here. I feel like Jonathan thinks he can win if he just hits his floor. So he's put in Gus Edwards. If he wants that ceiling, I think he can play Nico Collins. If Cleveland shows up, that's gonna be the difference maker. And honestly, I think this week's actually gonna be pretty close. I kind of like this week for Timmy, but I'm gonna lead Jonathan still.
I'm leaning towards Jonathan because Jonathan wins in the running back department. Aaron Jones still playing hurt, but I feel like,
Oh, you understand winning, okay?
huh?
You got Jonathan's running backs over Timmy's.
Yeah. And then I feel like the matchup for the Saints is really good because Olave. I feel like he's gonna hit the home run for him, and
Yeah.
Gus Edwards might get
Coming
this.
from the Derek Carr owner.
I hope so. Did Derek Carr, the Saints on? I look at Fantasy Pros. Saints, Derek Carr 5-star. Saints defense 5 stars. So I'm happy. I hope Chris Olave's 5-star also on the
All right.
matchup
Okay.
ranking. And then Gus Edwards, he's the goal line back. He's the reason why Lamar Jackson doesn't do the brotherly shove. So
That's because he doesn't squat 600 pounds.
that too, but maybe Gus Edwards might pick up another 3 touchdowns on 3 carries, kind of.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Who
I
you
w-
got?
I haven't. I don't think I've ever seen a matchup where before any games have been played was 61-39. They're usually within the 50s.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
61
This
30. Oh, the
percent.
odds.
Yeah.
So sleeper is saying it's pretty lopsided right now.
I felt like
So,
one of my matches lopsided and I lost.
Yeah,
you got Jonathan.
I got Jonathan.
Who you got, David?
Jonathan.
All right, let's jump into our next matchup. We got Royce versus Topher.
Yo, you break it down.
Me? That's me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Royce versus Topher. I got Topher. Tua over Will Levis. Kind of peel back at the curtain. Will Levis has 8 right now, 8.6. Running backs, Jacobs and Kenneth Walker versus Royce Freeman and Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren put up respectable amount, 12.8. So, but I still got Royce here. Wide receivers, I got Royce, AJ Brown, and Godwin over Hopkins and McLaurin. McLaurin has a tough matchup, and Hopkins only had 8.5 currently. Tight end, I'm going to Topher. You got Kelsey over whoever else. And flex, I got Thielen over Downs. With that being said, pretty mixed bag there. I think Topher pulls away with this. Any thoughts here?
For me, I would say Topher too. Royce, unless his wide receivers like both hit, so Chris Godwin has to score like 30 points.
Yeah.
He has that home run. Everything is leaning towards Topher for me, especially with his quarterback putting up only 8 points. I was thinking about buying Will Levis too,
Hmm.
but I was like, nah, it's just a fluke. And then Kelsey versus Hunter Henry. I think Kelsey's gonna put up like twice the points that Hunter Henry's gonna put up. So maybe in 3 times.
Maybe even 3
And then
times. Sheesh. I mean,
yeah,
six versus 2, right? That's 3 times. So
or
whatever.
yeah, 3 versus 1, something like that. Who knows? Swift might be showing up in London. I don't know. Now she's doing a tour or something. I heard. So
Oh, okay.
she ain't showing up. But yeah, I can't see Royce winning unless his AJ Brown and Chris Godwin both hit for like 60 points together or something.
Okay.
Okay, I agree. Topher.
All right. Let's break down our last one. Nick versus Ryan here.
Quarterback, Nick doesn't have anyone in at the moment, so I have Jalen Hurts, but I think I'll have Jalen Hurts regardless. Nick's just in bye week hell, so I think
Oh,
Ryan
he's hurt.
wins
Yeah.
this one pretty easily. Running back Jonathan Taylor, Brian Robinson versus he's rolling out Zeke, and Madison.
Oh, no.
Nick seems hurting this week. Zay Flowers and Stephon Diggs versus Jamar Chase and Amari Cooper. I think this one slightly to Nick because I just don't like Amari Cooper's matchup, and I like Zay Flowers better. Tight end, I have a tie there. Um, Flex, I have Gabe Davis versus George Pickens, and Pickens only scored like 0.9 points, so I have Ryan obviously. But I think overall, there's not much to break down here. Ryan wins this one. Nick has like almost all his starters on bye this week.
Yeah.
Do you think Nick can afford tanking a match? Because
5-4.
5-5, yeah.
5-3, he'll be 5-4 if he tanks this one. Like he doesn't care as much.
I
I
mean,
know he's
I
gonna
would
pick up.
love.
He's not gonna leave a quarterback blank. We know that, but like, there's times where I'm like, dude, do I really try this week? This is my bye week hell. Do I try or can I afford an L?
I think he can afford it, but what I hate is that he gives Ryan life. I think if he won this week, Ryan would be sent straight to the toilet realm.
I agree.
Hey, all those
It's
That's what I don't like
flags.
as well.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that Ryan got to play Nick this week because I think
Yep.
Ryan could have been dead.
Definitely lost.
Let's see who
Like
he.
we're gonna look at this and like Ryan's gonna get like the second lowest points. Like he's gonna be 11 out of 12 scoring.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
All
All right.
right. Yeah. Hold up. Vin, you got Ryan.
Yeah, well, based on what we got with George Pickens, right? Yeah.
Are you taking a shot with us if you lose? Or for the
Sure. Let's see.
matches?
Do I have enough? Do I have enough?
No, no, no. You can get Tito's or something like that. It should be fine. All right,
I scared my brother has some vodka. I don't know what he had. Whatever he took, I'll take that.
let's
But
go. All right, I think we're good.
All right. Well, Nghi, you have anything you want to say to the rest of the listeners?
the rest of the listeners, no, not really. I don't have anything. Besides, I hate Jonathan. I leave him unread on purpose.
All right.
That's where I got my profile picture from. I leave him unread, and I leave Royce unread, but by accident because I read it when I'm sleeping and I forget it. But I do see your trades, Royce.
That's funny.
Okay.
All
Oh
right.
shit.
Well, good luck,
Yeah.
everyone, and nice.
I'll show off I'll show off my my Charizard card that I got.
Sheesh. God damn, dude.
Th-
Let the people know.
Thanks for
Just
coming
show off
on,
something
Nghi.
random.
Yeah. Thanks for coming
All
on.
right.
Good
All right.
shit. I'm pretty hyped about this episode.
All right.
All right.
I'll peace out. See you guys.
Later.
Good luck this week.